Thank you so much for being honest about this in the comments. And this is exactly what I am talking about because I work with people who have alcohol use disorder, whether mild, moderate, or severe, and help them reduce their drinking through the Sinclair Method. And the majority of people that I work with, like maybe 95% of them, are high functioning, really smart, successful, active, healthy people, but they're just drinking too much. I have clients that are police officers, doctors, lawyers, teachers, therapists, entrepreneurs, stay at home parents, fitness instructors, all across the spectrum. Like, alcohol use disorder does not discriminate. It can happen to almost anyone. And the crazy thing is that it's really a learned behavior. And for most of us, it's this progressive thing where we start maybe having a couple glasses of wine a few nights a week, and then it turns into every night, and then we're having a bottle and then two bottles, and our tolerance builds. And what started as kind of a couple casual glasses of wine, for example, turns into this compulsive behavior. And once we get there, it's really hard to get back. And then many people end up struggling, they relapse, trying to quit over and over again, and they go back to drinking again. Maybe they try to moderate and set rules, but that's really difficult because they're still thinking about drinking and it's very white knuckled. I know this very well because that was me for many, many years. Until I went on the Sinclair Method treatment, which has been around for 30 years, but most people still don't even know it exists. And this treatment's so powerful because, number one, you don't quit drinking through the treatment. I know this person quit drinking, which is great. But if you're someone who's currently drinking and you don't want to quit drinking, but you want to cut back, this is the ideal treatment for you because you start it while you're still drinking, and it's designed over time to help your brain essentially unlearn those excessive drinking habits and restore your brain back to the place it was in before you ever had an alcohol use disorder. It takes about 6 to 12 months, but for most people, once they reach that end point of the treatment, they're drinking very much in moderation, maybe a couple days a week. They're not drinking most of the time. And if and when they drink, they have control. They have a drink or two and they're done. They have an off switch after that. This treatment, it changed my life, which is why I started advocating for it in 2017. And that just kind of led me to do what I do now, which is run Thrive and guide people through the treatment all online. Just because, like I said, this treatment's been around for 30 years, but most doctors, most therapists, they don't know about it. And if you go to a treatment center, they're not going to tell you about it because they require abstinence. They don't allow people to have a goal to drink in moderation. And so it's really an unconventional treatment, but what's really cool about it is it's been researched for decades and it's grounded in science. It's not some like woo-woo thing that I invented. I did not invent it. I just stumbled upon it in 2017 when I was struggling with my drinking, and it changed my life. So yeah, just wanted to speak to that because this conversation around people being surprised, that I was drinking 1 to 2 bottles of wine a night and functioning. A lot of people, again, a lot of successful, healthy, fit looking people drink that amount. And you can't tell. And oftentimes they're stuck in this cycle of shame around it because that's not who they are. They don't want to be someone who's drinking that much oftentimes, but they don't know how to get out. They don't necessarily want to quit, but they want to have more control. And again, that's where this treatment comes in. And I'm a big believer, like, I never called myself an alcoholic. I think that label can actually be unhelpful. There's actually research to say that it's not helpful for everybody. And so, where I view issues with alcohol is really based in the research and the medical kind of view of it today, I guess, if you will. It's more of an alcohol use disorder. It exists on a spectrum from mild to severe. And a lot of neuroscientists are really seeing it more as a learned behavior. It's not some allergy or disease you have for the rest of your life. Your brain simply learned to like alcohol over repetition of drinking. And once it learns that, it kind of becomes hardwired in the brain. And that's why people end up craving a lot of alcohol and not having control when they drink. But the beauty of it, again, is it can be unlearned and reversed, and the brain can be restored back to the place it was in before they had alcohol use disorder. And that's what the Sinclair Method protocol is. Most people have never heard of this treatment before, so if you haven't, that's okay. You can learn more about it with my other videos or the link in my profile.